All right, so here we are starting episode 1 of Adventures in Azeroth, uh, D&D 5e 2014 edition, using the WoW 5e handbook. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and who you're playing? Starting off with uh, who we got first? Aaron.
Hey, I'm playing Aradun. I'm a dwarf, study of destruction warlock, level one, dark iron dwarf.
All right, Grayson.
I am Leroy Jenkins, Blood Elf Paladin, level 1.
And John.
I am Valric Blackvein. I am a Death Knight, Forsaken human.
And Kenny.
Yes, so I'm Theo, Knight of Nomerjon. I'm a gnome and I'm a paladin level 1.
All right. As many stories in D&D, right? We find ourselves in a tavern, but for our adventurers, such is not the case. Tell me if the music's too loud and I'll turn it down.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, he's small again, barely tall enough to see over the railings. His feet don't quite fit his boots, and his hammer is gone. All of his little copper toy wrenches and nuts and bolts stick to his hand. Down the corridor, he hears his mother laugh. Clear tinking, the way it used to be when he was young, and she burned dinner and pretended it was on purpose. His father muttered something about recalibrating the oven, and his sister snorts with a half-stifled giggle she never managed to fully control. He runs towards the sound. The hall screeches. Each step takes him nowhere. The lights overhead hum louder, and the white glow thickens, turning the air to glass. His breath fogs in the front of him, but it isn't cold. He's sweating. The wrench in his fist feels hot. He runs toward the corner of the living compartment, and everything is frozen. His family stands where they always did. His father at the workbench, goggles pushed up. His mother at the little stove, back turned as she stirs a pot. His sister in the middle of the room, half crouched over some half-finished gadget, wild hair frizzed from static, except they're not moving. The room is bathed in a sickly green light. It pours through the porthole windows and seeps from the vents, lazy and heavy, like smoke underwater. The familiar hum of the city's generators has turned into a rising whine, too high, too sharp, like a gear screeching against itself. The copper wrench slips from his fingers and hits the floor without making a sound. "Ma," he says. His mother turns, her skin the wrong color, a pale milky green that looks thin as wax. Tufts of hair hanging unevenly in clumps, and one eye is too wide, too bright, shot through with glowing veins. Her smile is wrong, stretched too far, teeth too sharp, with radiation's shine. "Oh, there you are," she says. A voice, a perfect echo of memory, except for the wet gurgle at the end of each word. "Come, give your mom a hug." His father's head tilts at an impossible angle, neck craning. His jaw unhinges just a fraction too far as he grins, lips peeling back from glowing teeth, flakes of skin drift from his face like ash. "So proud of you," his father croons. "A real paladin now. All that light, all that health." His sister straightens. Her joints crack like snapping wires. Where her eyes should be are two bright green coals, leaking phosphorant tears that hiss when they hit the ground. "Why didn't you fix it?" she asks. "You fix everything." He tries to speak, but the air is thick. The light won't come out. No prayer, no warmth, no familiar weight of holy power. His hands shake as he lifts them, and his gloves are gone. Bare fingers, skin paling, veins darkening under the surface. He looks down. His own hands are greening, tiny fingers swelling, nails darkening, skin bubbling like metal about to melt. The light sigil in his chest plate runs like paint, forming a crooked radiation symbol that pulses with a heartbeat that isn't his. "We waited," his mother says, stepping forward. Her foot squelches on the floor, leaving luminous footprints. "We watched you run. We heard you promise you'd be back." His father reaches for him, his fingers too long now, bending backwards, joints blooming into tumors that glow through stretched skin. "But you left us in the dark," his father whispers, his voice flanging, doubling, becoming a chorus. "So we made our own light." The green radiance flares, the walls melt, drooping like molten wax, and become them is only more light, endless, searing, buzzing like 1,000 arcane engines breaking all at once. His hands, his family's, dozens of them, closing around his wrists, his arms, his throat. Their touch burns and freezes all at once. His skin blisters and cracks, glowing with warmth. He tries to call for the light. One last time, nothing answers. The green radiance swallows him. And with a jolt, he awakens, grasping in the dark, sheets clammy against his skin, the faintness after image of that too bright, sickly glow still burning at the edges of his vision. Theo is become all too accustomed to this nightmare. And so has Ardun?
Yeah,
Aradun, over the past 10 days, has also become very accustomed to seeing Theo have these night terrors. What do you think's the look that we have, that Aradun sees on Theo's face as he awakens from this night terror?
A look of horror, sweat dripping from forehead to chin.
And what is Aradun's response, if any?
He hasn't been in here that long. Little guy.
So you think
Poor little guy.
that he's having night terrors just from being in the prison itself?
Oh, that's my initial thought,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not too much of a speaker, so
Mm,
I haven't talked to him about it over
okay.
these 10 days.
And Theo, what what thoughts and emotions are going through your head right now?
Well, partially there's a great deal of regret that I experience every night. It's hard to get a good night's sleep when I just relive these images in my mind. The thought of unknowing what could have happened or what did happen just keeps going around and around in circles in my head. Um, in despair, knowing that at the time there was not much that I could have done, and and you know, what could I do now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten worse these past 10 days in this prison because besides out searching for answers, I'm stuck in this jail cell.
So, this jail cell that you guys find yourselves in, the Stormwind Stockade, the architecture is built deep into the ground. The When you were brought in here, you came through the interior entrance. The feature cold stone walls and heavy iron bars. The entrance was kind of shaped like a clover, and a steep stairway led down into the jail. You have been there for a little over a week now, Theo, and Aradone a little bit longer. You guys have seen you've seen the other convicts in there, ranging from petty thieves to political insurgents and murderers. You've seen them roam freely in the dining facility area. You may have seen some other prisoners wearing red bandanas, and you've seen some gnolls. Sounds are pretty distinct sounds, including metal rods or hammers tapping against concrete and stones, similar to the sounds of a chisel. The clinking of heavy key rings or chainmail is constant as the guards patrol. You hear some background echoing of faint, distinct murmur of voices and background fighting. You can hear some distant cannon fire and loud horns coming from the harbor. And sometimes you can hear that echoing throughout the halls. Every now and then you'll hear guards and prisoners shouting threats at one another, and the occasional deep voice may be heard. The air is stagnant, hidden beneath the canal district. The air is thick with the damp smell of stagnant water. Some areas are filled with sharp smells of sulfur, smoke, and super overcooked meat. Given the crowding and the fact that the prisoners have been in a state of confinement, there's a lot of foul smells of sweat and unwashed bodies and poorly maintained stone drains. We find ourselves here in the Stormwind Stockade for various reasons. And as the night comes to an end, there is uh, there is some light shining from let's see if I can show everybody. There is some light shining from above. Of the clouds have dissipated, and you can see a full moon outside. You guys able to see that image?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are in these cells that kind of face one another. Any of you think that you yeah. Any of you think that you may have tried to conversate with anybody in your cells or across the way?
Yes.
I would definitely, after these 10 days he's been in here,
Yeah.
I would definitely turn to Theo and say, little guy, it doesn't seem like it's getting much better for you. Is it from in here or is it from the past?
It's definitely from the past. I was only a child when the Trogs invaded and the chemical radiation poured through Nomerjon. But there's only vague memories that I have of that terrible day, and as you can imagine, it just haunts me every night.
I see it every morning.
So
What's more frustrating is being stuck in the cell for ridiculousness.
do you think that either of you would talk about why you've been placed into the cell?
Well, if we want to backtrack a little bit, so growing up amongst the dwarves, I have a huge respect for the dwarves. I've always held them to a high standard. Their proficiencies in combat and engineering, even though engineering wasn't always my strong suit, but has always been something I've held to a higher regard. I told Eridun within days, if not sooner, why I was thrown into this cell.
Mm.
When I've just told Theo that I've been thrown in for some bullshit.
Sounds like the world's just always taking it out on the smaller people,
The
you
small
know.
people.
So,
I mean, I'm not that small.
well, short and wide.
Right. They look down on us. They look
I
down on
prefer
us,
thick.
which is why they threw us in the cell together. They look down on us, but there's some hope because I felt like if there's anyone I could work well with, it's a dwarf.
Concur.
Now, Leroy, how long have you been incarcerated?
It's only been a day.
It's only been a day.
They
How-
just threw me in here.
How do you feel about being woken up to the sound of little screams or squeaks, or rapid breathing and from what not much larger than a mouse.
Leroy wakes up. The fuck is going on over there? The whole time I get some sleep.
Valeric,
Yeah.
how long have you been here in this stockade?
I have no idea. Time doesn't even matter anymore.
How do you think Valeric would react to the comings of goings of different inmates and these individuals across the way from you that being woken up every night?
I think he'd be indifferent. I don't think Valorant cares. I think it's just watching mortality through immortality. You don't really care about those things anymore. People will come and go. That's how things work.
All right. Well, as the night begins to fade, you hear that familiar clanking of chainmail and key rings, and are greeted unfriendly by a couple of the Stormwind guards who are coming to take you guys to the dining facility for your meal of the day. So they come, they unlock your cells, have you file out of your they have you file out of your cells and get in line to
Okay.
take you to the dining facility. As you're looking around, you can see Theo and Eridun. You guys know that there's another prisoner up here in that cell. You guys all file past these other empty cells as you make your way to the dining facility. I'm just going to put you guys all together so it's easy to transfer your characters to the next sheet. So you guys the guards take you to the staircase and they bring you over to the dining facility. Boop, boop, boop. They marshal you in, and as you, well, let me move you guys back over here. As you guys make your way, you notice the door here on the right. You've come past it, all of you except for, well, no, this would be your second day, right, Leroy? We're starting your second day in prison.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No idea when they're gonna let me out of here.
Yeah. So, so you've at least already had one meal here, so you know as well. You've seen it before. This door here to the right, you guys have watched guards go in and out of it. And the door's been ajar long enough for you to be able to tell that it was the like break room or hangout area, decompression area for the guards to go in. You as you make your way further along the corridor, the door straight ahead of you here is a just a supply closet, where some of you have had to be escorted to get cleaning supplies for mopping the stone, which for some of you doesn't happen. It doesn't happen very often, but the guards they have you keep their area clean for them, but the areas where you live and eat don't really get as much attention as the guards don't deem it as important to them. And as you're marshaled further up the way, you know that this last door here on the left, you've seen him come and go before, is the senior guards quarters. You haven't really been able to see what's inside, but you've seen him go in and out it. And as the guards continue to march you forward up the corridor into the dining facility, let me tell you what you see. Oh, we don't have any music. All right, so as you make your way towards the dining facility, the first thing that hits is the smell. It's a thick, humid mix of boiled gruel, overcooked meat, and old stones soaked with sweat. Underneath, there's a sour tang of spilled ale, damp straw, and the sharp animal musk of gnolls. The air never really moves down here. The odors just layer and linger. The dining hall is a low vaulted chamber of rough gray stone. Soot stains spider along from a few smoking braziers set high in iron brackets. Their orange light makes everything look more jaundiced than it already is. Long scarred wooden tables are bolted to the floor, benches and chairs chained to their legs so that they can't be used as weapons. Every surface bears knife gouges, burn marks, and the occasional dried, rusty smear that isn't stew. Sound rolls constantly through the space, a grim, echoing churn. Gnolls at one table yapping and cackling to each other in broken common in their own guttural language, snapping at bowls, slurping loudly. Human and other prisoners muttering, trading low jokes, arguing in harsh whispers. Thin plates clatter against wood. Metal spoons scrape bottom of bowls. Chains clink whenever someone shifts too far. A few prisoners eat with shackles still on their wrists and ankles. The iron drags on stone in a dull rasp. To the east is the serving line. Behind a waist-high wooden counter reinforced with metal bands, the kitchen is like is more like a smoky alcove. From behind the wooden counter, you can see Chef Robbie Flay is working over a black iron stove and a battered wooden cutting table. He's red-faced from the heat, sleeves rolled, apron stained with old grease and fresher splashes of whatever passes for today's stew. You hear the hiss of the fat dripping on coals, the wet glup of the ladle through thick porridge, the quick metallic clank as he bangs his spoon against the pot to hurry the line. Robbie shouts above the noise and a practiced bark, "Move along! Hot slop's better than cold, even down here. Next!" Right at the front of the chow line looms an ogre prisoner. He's massive enough that he half blocks the light, shoulders brushing the iron rings that hold the braziers. A crude iron collar bites into his thick neck. Chains run down from it to a ring on his chest and chains to each limb. Just long enough for him to shuffle forward and receive his meal. You can smell him before you reach him. The pungent mix of unwashed skin, old leather, and whatever he's been sweating out of his last meals. As Robbie slaps a mountain of stew into a reinforced bowl, the ogre grunts happily, a deep rolling sound you feel in your chest. His chains rattle with each shift, and he laughs at some private joke. It's a booming, dull sound that makes a few nearby prisoners flinch. Lining the wall, Stormwind guards stand in small clusters. The blue tabard, armored visors up so that they can watch every movement. Their swords are sheathed, but hands close enough to the grips that you can tell that they expect trouble. One walks the aisles between the tables, appears to be the senior guard. His eyes move sharply for any hidden blade or forbidden trade. Boots thud on the stone. His mail jingles quietly over the constant background noise. Every so often, a guard barks an order. "Sit down, no trading. Cut it out, mutt." Usually directed at a knoll somewhere. The back table, the back bench is crowded with gnolls. They're hunched over their bowls, tearing away at their food. Yellow fangs, snouts wet with broth, claws tapping impatiently on the wood as they eye the next prisoner in line. Their laughter is high and grating, punctuated by sudden snarls as they snap at each other over a slightly larger piece of meat. The atmosphere is tense, always on edge of violence. Conversations die the moment a guard approaches and pick up, and hurried whispers when they pass. A drop tray or a too loud gnoll cackle may make the whole room go momentarily quiet, just long enough for everyone to judge whether this is the start of a fight or just another noise. The food is barely adequate, but it's one time a day that every prisoner gathers in one place, and everyone knows that's when grudges are settled and alliances are made. Under the dripping stone ceiling, with the brazier's smoke and the stew bubbling. The stockades mess feels like a dining hall and more like a holding pen at feeding time. Watched over by tired, weary men with swords and spear, and anchored by a red-faced chef who pretends that this is just another kitchen in Stormwind, even as he serves supper to gnolls, ogres, horde, and the scum of the city. Let's go ahead and move you guys in to the line. All right. So the ogre and the gnolls receive their meals and find themselves seated at the back bench. As you guys approach the counter to receive your meals, what are you thinking as you're taking all of this in?
We gotta get out of here. This is ridiculous.
Place too familiar for Leroy Jenkins of these days.
You've been
Can
in
I
it one
take-
day.
It's a place too familiar. Been in this situation before.
Hmm.
Uh,
Another day, another victory for the OG.
I just want to take a survey of the room through all of that. Try to identify if anyone's ready to leap, ready to get after some fighting. Like kings. This is pretty fucking awful, if you ask me.
No, nobody looks like they're ready to jump off, or right now. I mean, there's always a tension that seems to be looming, but right now, it's just that normal edge. So Valric, as you approach the counter and you see Robbie Flay, and you see that his pale-faced sous chef behind him, he fills your bowl with gruel. Couple tables and chairs still available.
I'll look at him very unimpressed. Then I'll sit down at the closest table where I can sit by myself.
You able to? You guys have?
There we go. There we go. Right here. That way,
Okay.
I'm not turning my back on any of these dweebs. Where we don't freaking twist them.
Oh, there we go. Now, I didn't realize that I didn't have you guys' name plates on. There we go. All right. Next. Keep the line moving.
what's up, Robbie? How you been, buddy?
You again. You're back. And he fills your bowl with gruel. Eat it while it's hot. You know the drill. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. I'm gonna set this open table here.
All right. Is that it? Nobody left?
Down here.
Robbie looks over the counter. Oh. All right. Fills your bowl with gruel. Eat it while it's hot. Get out of here, you. Keep it moving.
Let me get one of those. Let me get one of those tomatoes.
Give me a persuasion roll.
No.
Robbie
No.
reaches back at the table behind him with the vegetables and grabs the most rotten looking tomato and puts it into your bowl of gruel. Keep it moving.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Robbie.
Here's your gruel. Keep it moving.
Hey, can I get a tomato?
Give me a persuasion.
If you get a nat 20, I'm going to punch you in the mouth.
He looks behind him, sees 2 tomatoes left. One is extremely rotten. The other one only a couple days old. He grabs the couple days old and he gives it to you.
Ooh.
Thanks, Robbie. You're a real one.
Kitchen's closed.
I'm gonna grab my tomato and slide it under to old Theo.
Give me a sleight of hand check because you got a guard right here next to you.
Hey!
All right. The guard notices, but he sees that it's just a tomato, and he says to you, "He walks closer to you. What the chef gives you is for you." And he takes the tomato from Theo and gives it back to Aradun.
I'm chime in here that he dropped it. It's no problem.
What's give me a deception check.
Oh my god. I am so good at charisma. Fuck.
You and me both.
What's the +4. +4. Double nat ones.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. So the guard says to you, Leroy, you just bought yourself another day.
Another one again. It's only supposed to be an overnighter.
And he continues to patrol around.
Is the guard still watching?
No, he's patrolling around. He's kind of got his back to you guys now.
I'm gonna give him my tomato.
Well, I want to take that rotten tomato that the chef gave me and throw it at this troll.
The
Thumbs
ogre.
up?
Yeah, the ogre. His back's to me, right? Because he's sitting at the table eating.
Well, one of his heads is eating.
But his back's to me.
His back is to you.
Right.
Currently he's got one head that's eating and the other one arguing that it wants a bite.
Fucking fatty.
I just got that image in my mind. Yeah, I want to take the rotten tomato. I want to take the rotten tomato and throw it at him.
All right. All right. Roll a d20 plus your dex mod. So just roll a 1d20 and then add your dex mod. Tell me what it is.
The dex mod is just the number next to dexterity, right?
Yeah,
Like
the
saving throw, or-
the big number. It's like
Oh, the big one. Okay, so
like
3.
four, 3, whatever it is.
Okay, so D20. Get my dice out. So 11.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Um. So as the two heads are arguing, the rotten tomato flies right in between the two of the heads, and they look at each other, and they begin arguing with themselves, thinking that the other head was trying to hit the other head. They're trying to hit each other with a rotten tomato, so they begin arguing with themselves. And as they begin arguing with themselves, each fist is slammed onto the wooden table, and the gnolls suddenly get quiet, and they're looking at the ogre. But the tension dies, and the ogre resumes its eating. The gnolls resume their cackling and snarling and chirping at one another. The tension dies. The Theo, the table behind you.
Yep.
You've got several different horde faction races there at that table behind you. You've got an orc, a troll, a goblin, and a tauren sitting there behind you, and they're talking in low whispers to one another. Give me a perception roll. See if you overhear them.
Okay.
So they're talking very quietly. It's a very loud mess hall that you guys are in. You can't really hear the context of what they're saying, but you hear one of them saying, you hear the orc, his voice a little bit more prominently, say to the others that chaos will soon meet this city.
Mm.
Valric, sitting straight across from your vantage point, is a bunch of humans. Their skin tone is pale to gray. Give me a perception roll.
That's from my character sheet and click, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Give the potato a minute. It's trying its best.
No.
Perception.
Okay. 14. So you have seen these. You haven't seen these people prior to being here in prison, but you do recognize their garb You've seen that the outfits that they've worn before. You can tell that these individuals are probably imprisoned for being worshippers of the individual who made you what you are.
Mm. Mm. And I saw the tomato get thrown too, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, it's on site, so I still got my gruel and shit in front of me because I wouldn't eat that shit.
Uh-huh.
Um, hmm. Am I within earshot of old Leroy Jenkins?
Yeah, you're like 5 feet away from him.
And I heard him catch an extra day for in the stockades.
Yep.
I'm gonna look over at Leroy and say, "Hey, you want to go for 2 days?"
Thumbs up.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Let's do this, Leroy.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go over. I'm just gonna fucking just absolutely try to like decapitate somebody with a bowl of gruel. That's what I want to do. They want to worship.
At this
They
table
want to
over here.
worship. Yep, they want to worship the guy that made me. So I'll show them what I was made to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm going to do everything I can to absolutely take this motherfucker's head off with the bowl I have.
All right. So give me a 1d20 plus your strength mod. So we'll just roll a 1d20 and then we'll add your strength modifier.
My strength is +4.
Okay. A 10.
A 10.
And then give me a 1d4. 4. Nice.
4.
All right. So you approach this guy. Are you approaching him from the side or from behind?
Behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Behind. With my big black vein.
All right, big black vein pulsating with anger, and you rear back and you slam your bowl into the side of this guy's head, dealing your 4 points of bludgeoning damage to him. He falls out of his chair and is now on the ground, bewildered and not even sure where he is. As he does so, as you do so, you hear a loud echo from the captain or the senior guard. Sword drawn, pointed directly at you. Enough!
Leroy's already moving to this guy right here. Carrying the same plate, ready to slaughter. Let's say 10-foot movement, if allowed.
Yeah, go ahead. This would all be happening simultaneously.
Yeah, I saw him start moving with the pan. He said, you want another day? Absolutely, I want another day. So I'm moving forward. grabbing the plate, gonna smash over this dude's head with this stupid looking headdress he's wearing.
Here, let me make him bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a
Hey.
headdress. That was a chair. Hey. Yeah, he got some goofy looking paint on his face, so I'm gonna take care of that. And try to do a good old left to right across the face. Green and the good old Leroy Jenkins. I think my my mic cut out when I started yelling, but I did yell Leroy Jenkins there.
No, I heard you.
Yeah,
Alright,
it came through.
Oh, bet. All right.
All right.
What we're rolling here?
1d20. And you don't need to roll. We don't need to add your strength mod. 12 hits. 1d4. All right. So you and Valric charged these two individuals at this other table, and both of you successfully collide your bowls into craniums. Valric's victim is on the floor, bewildered. Leroy, yours is now face first into their gruel as you whacked him in the back of the head. The guard, the senior guard, sword drawn, pointed directly at the both of you. That's enough. And as he says so, the entire room goes quiet and more guards storm in. Where are they? Oop. So you got these ones coming from over here. And more that rush from the entrance. These guys here and here. All right. Do you continue to pursue, or do you heed the senior guard's words to stand down? Valric, Leroy.
I think the most edgelord thing to say in this moment is to look at the senior guard and say, "What are you gonna do? Kill me?"
How do you respond, Leroy?
He just screams, "Leroy!"
Leroy looks at the senior guard. You already gave me 1 day. What's several more? Yeah, let's see if that entices anything.
The only thing that it's going to entice is a bad rest of the day for the two of you.
Cool.
All I have is bad days.
Oh, so edgelord.
Awesome.
All right. Valric and Leroy, give me a D20.
Oof.
All right. So Valric, I'll start with you. An 8 is unsuccessful.
Ay, caramba.
These two guards right here rush up from behind you, and they grapple each of your arms, and are now pinning them behind you. As you hear a third guard coming to behind those two with you hear the clanking of shackles. Leroy, with your role, this one guard here does not try to subdue you physically, other than he places an arm on your bicep and says, "Stand down. Come with me."
Question,
Yes.
Dungeon Master.
Yes, sir.
Cantrips. Are we going based
You.
on?
Oh, my fault. When it comes to any sort of spell casting abilities, you guys all have these collars that you're wearing. I forgot to tell you. Sorry. That are dampening any sort of magical capabilities.
That is awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So you have
little
you have no
Leroy-
you have no gear. You have no magical abilities.
So Leroy looks at this guard and says, he looks right into his soul, right through his good old ojos, and says, "Fight me," trying to cast his compel duel cantrip, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Yeah. It's at this moment that Leroy realizes that he does not have the ability.
Yeah.
And as he says, "Fight me," several more guards appear to surround him.
As they surround, I'm gonna say the strength is probably not. Leroy's probably not gonna win. He's, shouts out, "I used to be something, I used to be famous."
Yeah. Everybody used to be somebody. Now you're here. So, Theo and Eridun, what is going through your guys' minds while all of this is transpiring around you?
It's not the scene that I was trying to cause, but it is giving me some time to look around the room. Primarily the guards. I'm trying to see if any of them have any kind of, keys, or maybe they're walking around with some of our things that they took from us.
So you
Just trying to cue that in.
so they don't have any of your belongings. All your belongings are locked up. They use their own equipment. As far as keys go, the senior guard has a set of keys on his waistband, and the guard who escorted you into the dining facility has a set of keys as well. Other things that you know or notice is that back this direction, the guards are standing in, or this guard specifically is standing in the doorway to what would be like a mop room. You've been in there before. It's where all of the wastewater gets dumped. And then what you can see from the kitchen area is what you can see. You can see,
Same stuff we saw when we came in.
yeah.
What are all the gnolls and ogre guy doing when all this is going down?
So the gnolls were looking to the ogre to take cues, but the ogre was arguing with himself about the tomato and about the food. So he had distracted. You had caused a distraction for him to basically be distracted by himself.
Yeah. So they're not paying any attention to what's going on behind them.
The gnolls are, but they're looking
gnolls are.
they're looking at the guard. They're looking at Leroy and Valric, and then they're looking back over at the ogre.
Oh, to kind of see what the ogre is going to do, but since the ogre's kind of bullshitting, they're not.
Yeah. All of these guys here along the western wall with their red bandanas, they are not taking any. They're not taking into any of this. They clearly have seen this play out many times before. The table behind you was in some sort of whispered conversation, but they have since stopped and are just watching what passes as entertainment. The other two at the table, the Valric and Leroy assaulted, had jumped from their seats, but they quickly sat back down when all the guards came around.
Oh.
Perfect timing.
All right, what's up?
Well, I was gonna ask you, what's up? What are you thinking about the scene that you just saw play out?
Is Leroy getting pulled over already by the guards, or is this all still happening right now?
No, he hasn't been detained yet. Like Valric, he just is surrounded.
Okay, and then the gnolls are still just
They're looking at you. Oh, not you, but they're looking at Leroy and Valric, and they're looking at the ogre. They're looking at the guards, and they're kind of like
Yeah,
tapping on the
typical
table, trying to waiting for the ogre to give them a cue.
I'm just gonna take a spoonful of gruel and eat it and observe.
All right. So Leroy, do you how do you handle this? I know you're upset because you used to be somebody, but everybody used to be somebody before they came here. Do you continue to elevate, or do you kind of simmer down? How do you think you handling this?
Well, Leroy acts how he has been for the past, like, what was it, 15 years? Everyone used to be somebody. Everyone had their spotlight. you're not anything anymore. And that feeling just overwhelms him, as it always has been, and he slumps. He allows them to take him away.
Oh. All right. So Valric and Leroy, you guys end up being shackled by the Stormwind guards, and you have a heavier escort than you did on your way in, as you do now on your exit from the dining facility. Aradun and Theo, you guys just have the normal two guards that escort you guys back after the events to your chambers. Put you guys back into your chamber here. Leroy, Valric, you guys were here and here. Is that right? Maybe?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then you two were up here. Oh, let's get you out of the wall,
Yeah.
Theo. All right. And then Leroy and Valric, you see that. Oh, apparently I took a light with me. Leroy and Valric, you see that the guard with the keys walks past your cells, and he posts up at the far end of the hallway. Theo and Aradun, you can see that he posts up outside of your cell.
Is this for the most part the same guard, other than obviously they're going to rotate out and stuff, but do they seem to be recurrent? Like, because we've been here for a while, so do we know anything about this?
So
guard
give me
specifically?
a perception roll. We'll see how observant you were over your past 10 days.
Oh, gotcha. Not very.
They all look
it's
the
not
same
very-
to you. They all have the same uniforms and tabards.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? Yeah, every guard that has been stationed down here. Like you can, I'll say this because it's apparent, not like even with a 3, like your passive perception, you would be able to tell. So you've been able to tell the senior guard, you've been able to tell the guards that are used for transport, and you're able to tell the corporal guard who is positioned here, who is the one who has the keys. So you can tell those 3 distinctions based off of the uniforms that they wear, but you can't
Right.
tell whether or not they're the same individual.
Gotcha. The helmets and stuff.
Yeah, they all look the same to you.
Fair. And do we know if they like interact at all with the prisoners, or are they just like the damn, Buckingham Palace guards? They don't say anything at all. Type.
So for the ones who do the transporting, they just all you ever hear them tell you is give you commands. They don't interact
Right.
with you at all. The senior guard, you've seen him, like you'll see him in the mess hall area, but you rarely see him down here in the cells. Probably in your 10 days here in the cells, you've seen him twice. The corporal guards, you see them every day. Here in the cells.
What are the lights in the cells made of? Like these.
What are the lights in the cells? They're torches that are bracketed into the wall.
Okay.
They seem to never go out, as if they're changed out during your mealtime, is your
Oh,
presumption.
gotcha.
Do we still have those collars on?
Yes.
What is the mechanism on these collars?
What is the mechanism? What do you mean? Like it's a
Yeah, what locks it? What is keeping me from taking this off?
You can go ahead and try.
You best believe I will. Here he becomes being Silwyn trying to unlock a lock while everyone else is fighting.
All right.
What you want?
How do you want to handle it? Are you gonna try and like rip it off? Are you trying to determine what it's made out of?
Let's see where the focal points are. Like where's the hinge and where's the locking mechanism?
All right, give me an investigation.
Oof. Hey,
All right, it is a perfect
Damn,
it is a
dude.
perfect circle. It has no hinges. It has no break points. It does not have any part of it that is not completely whole. It as to place a key within it. As you run your fingers along it, you can feel that there are runes of some origin that are inscribed onto the collars.
Mm.
Is it enough to be able to do like an Arcana check or a history check to see where this is coming from, or like what kind of magic is keeping this collar together?
You. Let me look at your back.
As we
You don't
as
have
had
any.
one before.
Probably
have any-
not.
You don't have any stuff in your background, do you?
I mean, I have stuff in my background, but it has nothing to do with anything but being a dude of legend who is now a piece of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of us.
Yeah. So you don't recognize the engravings that are textile.
Not even from a previous drunken night stuck at a jail cell.
I mean, maybe you recognize it from having it on before, but
And I couldn't get out of it.
no. So you are in the unique position that you do know how it comes off. Having been a necklace bearer before. When you are released, the senior guard is the one who removed it. However, you don't know what he did to remove it, because when he had removed it before, he was standing behind you. But when he performed the act of removing the necklace, it enlarged and was able to be removed over the top of your head.
Was it a Arcana check or a history check to see what in the world he was saying?
He didn't say anything.
Shit.
You felt a light pressure, as if the collar was being pressed into the back of your neck, and then it enlarged, like a large necklace.
Yeah. Was it like a smooth? As I feel, is it smooth all around?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, it's smooth. There's no edges to it, and it is perfectly fit to your neck.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if there's any sort of like certain type of magic that binds the necklace?
I think that you got all the information that you're going to be able to get.
We all need Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So, the you guys can tell that the day is going by. You have that small glimpse of the sky that peers into the hallway. How do you fill your day?
Pacing around. I'm pacing around the cell right now.
All right. Valric, I imagine that you are in a pretty docile position.
Yeah, I'm just big chilling, just sitting here waiting for the hours to pass.
Waiting for your next trip to the mess hall or something.
Oh yeah, and let me run into them motherfuckers one more time.
Theo, what are you doing to pass the time?
Well, seeing as there's really nothing to, they took all my weapons and armor, so I've already looked at the torches. I'm just going to study these gates, just to see what kind of mechanisms they're using, how they work. Like it's
Yeah.
just a simple lock and key. Is there
Uh,
something more to that?
Yeah, the everything that's in this in the stockade architecturally is human made. It's not gnome or dwarven or even elven. It's all man made. Man-made masonry, and blacksmiths who did the iron bars. You can tell that it is not that it's all human made.
So to mine in Eridune's um, perception, it seems very rudimentary compared to what we've seen growing up.
Not necessarily rudimentary, just different.
Okay.
Just different manufacturer.
Gotcha. And I want to look at, just see what the guard's doing. And then I want to kind of make note. It's kind of hard to see from where I'm at, but I want to just kind of make note of the prisoner who's across from us, which was he or she was not removed from their cell when we were all taken to the dining hall. So I just thought that was a little odd. But ultimately, I just want to focus on the guard and just read his body language. You see, I'm sure he's just standing there, but
Yeah, he's almost statue-like. Every now and then, he'll shift his weight, and you can hear the creaking of his chainmail or a bend in the armor hinge, but for the most part, very statue-like. You, if it wasn't for the fact that you could see him, you probably wouldn't know that he was there.
gotcha.
And with that note, I think that's where we're going to end it today.